Hey there, picture this. A rainy morning in Portland, Oregon, the kind where the clouds hug the city like an old friend, and the glass towers of Horizon Innovations glisten like something out of a dream. Inside their 40th floor conference room, all sleek steel and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Willamette River, a storm's brewing, not the kind you see outside, but the kind that shifts, lives forever. I'm going to take you back to that day, when a guy named Marcus Reed, a single dad with calloused hands and a heart full of hope, walked into a room of suits and changed everything. Marcus wasn't your typical tech guy. He was 38, a mechanic by trade, fixing busted engines in a shop down in Hawthorne, picking up gig deliveries when the bills piled up. His flannel shirt was worn thin, his boots scuffed from years of hustling. Back in the day, he'd been close to finishing a robotics degree, but life had other plans. His wife, Lena, got sick, lost her hearing, and Marcus learned American Sign Language just to keep their late-night talks alive, whispering dreams through their hands as hospital machines beeped in the background. After Lena passed, Marcus kept signing, 'cause it was like holding on to her, you know? His 9-year-old daughter, Zoe, was his spitting image, same stubborn spark in her eyes, same knack for ASL, like she was born to bridge worlds. That morning, Marcus stood at a polished mahogany table, facing Horizon's top dogs, his prototype sitting there like a scrappy underdog. It was a clunky thing, 3D, printed, wires peeking out like it was stitched together in his garage, which, let's be real, it was. But this device, he called it Connect, could turn ASL gestures into spoken words using cheap sensors and a stripped-down algorithm. It wasn't flashy, but it was built for folks like Lena, people the world often tunes out. Marcus's hands started signing his pitch, nerves choking his voice, and that's when the room turned cold. Cassandra Holt, Horizon CEO, leaned back in her chair, her platinum blonde hair catching the chandelier light like a crown. At 36, she ran the company like a fortress, every move calculated, every weakness buried. "Marcus," she said, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "This isn't a community center. We speak with words here, not hands." A few execs snickered. Nathan Wells, her deputy, loudest of all, his laugh dripping with that frat boy cruelty you'd expect from a guy who'd sell his own ego for a promotion. Marcus froze, his hands dropping, the weight of their judgment pressing down like the rain outside. His prototype looked smaller, its rough edges screaming amateur in that sterile room. Then Zoe stepped up. 9 years old, pigtails bouncing, her thrift store sneakers squeaking on the marble floor. She signed fast, her voice clear as a bell. "My dad's device uses motion sensors to translate sign language into speech in under 2 seconds, with 92% accuracy for everyday phrases." She walked to the prototype, signed, "Everyone deserves to be heard," and the device's speaker echoed her words, crisp and steady. The room went dead quiet. Jenna Miles, the product dev lead, scribbled notes like her life depended on it. CFO Leonard Tate's frown softened, his brain already crunching numbers. Even Cassandra's icy stare flickered, just for a second, like something human was trying to break through. But Cassandra shut it down. "This is a hobby project, Marcus," she said, standing, her tailored suit screaming money. "No certifications, no scalability, no fit for Horizon. Thanks for coming." Marcus packed up his prototype, his face burning, Zoe's small hand slipping into his as they walked out into the drizzle. "We did good, Dad," she signed, but the weight in his chest said otherwise. The next few days hit hard. Nathan, that snake, made calls. Clients at Marcus's repair shop bailed, citing issues that never existed. Delivery gigs dried up. Bills stacked higher, and the fridge got emptier. One night, Marcus sat at their wobbly kitchen table, the prototype in pieces, his head in his hands. Zoe slid half her peanut butter sandwich across to him, her eyes too wise for a kid. "Why didn't they like our hands talking?" She signed. Marcus struggled, signing back. "Some folks haven't learned to see words yet. How do you explain to a kid that people fear what they don't understand?" Then a lifeline. A text from an unknown number. "Marcus, saw your pitch. Off the books testing, next Monday, Lentz District. Bring Connect. Don't name me. Jam." Jenna Miles was taking a risk. She'd seen Nathan snooping Marcus's contact list, making calls with a grin that made her skin crawl. She knew the game at Horizon Power plays. egos, but her deaf cousin had fought to be heard, and Jenna wasn't about to let Marcus's idea die. Monday came, gray and wet. Marcus took Zoe to school, then bussed across town to a plain building where Jenna waited. No corporate polish, just jeans and a hoodie. 2 hours, she said. Testers are from the deaf community. Here for you, not Horizon. The room was bare white walls, folding tables, but when the testers arrived, it lit up. There was Sarah, a teacher deaf since birth. Malik, a teen adjusting to hearing loss. Rosa, a mom whose kid signed before speaking. Marcus's hands shook as he showed Connect, but their faces said it all. Sarah signed a joke, and the room laughed when Connect spoke it. Rosa signed, "I love you," and cried hearing it aloud. Malik signed his name, a small victory, and grinned like he'd won the lottery. "It's a bridge, not a fix," Sarah signed, and Jenna, translating, nodded, her eyes wet. This is bigger than a product. But trouble followed. That night, Marcus found his apartment trashed, lock busted, tools gone, his grandpa's wrench set, and his laptop with backup files missing. Zoe, though, had hidden Connect under her bed, wrapped in Lena's old scarf. "I had a bad feeling, Dad," she signed, her face serious. Marcus hugged her tight, signing, "You saved us, kid." Desperate, Marcus spent his last $50 on a table at a community tech fair in Northeast Portland. Their booth was a mess, wobbly table, Zoe's Polaroid photos, printed emails from testers, but it had heart. Word spread, and soon a crowd gathered, hands signing, voices buzzing. Zoe stood on a crate, signing and speaking. My mom couldn't hear at the end, but she talked with her hands. Dad learned so they could keep talking. Connect helps others do that too. A professor from Portland State grilled Marcus on the algorithm, and he signed back, "Calm now," explaining how it ran locally to keep costs low. Jenna was there, filming for Horizon's CSR report, and when Connect won the fair's Impact Award, she uploaded the video with a caption, "Innovation doesn't need a corner office." The video blew up inside Horizon. Employees started asking why a kid saw what their CEO couldn't. Cassandra watched it, alone in her office, Zoe's hands stirring memories of her mom, a dance teacher who signed to teach kids the system ignored. Meanwhile, Nathan, that weasel, pitched Connect as his own at a leadership meeting, showing a sleek knockoff. Jenna shut him down, projecting Marcus's firmware signature down to a code comment. "For Lena, who taught me to listen MR." Nathan stammered, caught red-handed. Cassandra stood, her voice steady but raw. "I failed you all. I dismissed a voice because it didn't fit my mold. No more." She turned to Jenna. "Get Marcus and Zoe back. Livestream it." The all-hands meeting packed Horizon's auditorium, 600 employees in seats, thousands online. Marcus and Zoe sat at a table, Connect between them. Cassandra took the mic. "We mocked a language we didn't understand." "I'm sorry." She nodded to Marcus. He signed, Zoe voiced. "Connect isn't about replacing sign language, it's about choice." My wife, Lena, signed our goodbyes. This lets others choose how to be heard. Testers joined virtually, Sarah with a poem, Rosa with a lullaby, Malik with his college essay. The crowd roared. Jenna pitched the market. 2 million users, year 1. But it's about classrooms, hospitals, courtrooms. Cassandra offered a deal. Marcus keeps his IP, Horizon funds and distributes, with a Lena Reed Fellowship for inclusive design. Zoe ran to her, signing,